months that we need a guy like him. He's able to spread the floor. He can hit the shot. He can create off his own dribble. He reminds me a little bit of if he can get there, I'm just kind of saying Hito Turklish, where he's got good size to play the 4 position. He's got shooting guard's ability for that big of a size. The guy can really shoot lights out. That's basically the primary reason we drafted him. Like, if anything else that we get from this guy, we know that we're going to get shooting from him. Anything else that we get from him is a bonus. And, we're hoping that his potential and his the sky limits for this kid, that he work on his game and get better. And the one thing I like about Mario, too, is his confidence. He was asked one time, about, are you going to watch Messi playing a championship game? He responded, is Messi going to come watch me? And there have been comparisons, and I know it's all jokingly call him the Croatian Kobe, but he seemed like he's got a lot of fire about him that I like. And as you know, Orlando Magic led the league in most of the least swear words that was said in the league. So I think Mario's probably gonna fit that bill and start saying half of the swear words. But I like the kid. He's a competitor. He's decided to be here. He already done completed the buyout. It was a $1 million with the Barcelona Ball Club, so he should be flying in Wednesday to meet up with everybody in the Magic Brass, and he's gonna play a couple leagues in the summer league, and because he's got to play for his national team, Croatia, and he's got a lot of basketball to do as far as the Worlds and everything like that. So at least Magic fans get to see a glimpse of him for a couple of games before he takes off and go play for his national team. So I'm very excited. Sky limit for this kid. It probably is a question that when we drafted him, I think that the writing's on the wall for Tobias Harris' future. So I know it's probably just insurance, but I like the pick. I'm very excited with him, and I'm eager to see what he can do in summer league with Peyton and with Peyton and Gordon. Those are the 2 young ones that's going to be on the summer league team. So I'm very ecstatic for it, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, next pick I have that came in was Willie Constein at number 6. This is a guy that I know other teams were looking at because of his defensive tenacity that he brings. He's able to guard positions 1 through 5. He's able to play pick and roll defense, so he can go on the perimeter and guard and be able, if you go ahead and throw a switch his way or screen his way, he's able to switch it and be able to guard the handler or the roller. He's very talented. His defensive IQ is sky limit on the defensive side of the ball. So this is a okay pick for the Kings. I thought they was definitely going to go with a guard, but there was word that him or Vivek, their owner, and John Calipari was talking about DeMarcus Cousins, talking about Willie Constein. So there's I guess when you hear that there was conversation among those two, then there's really no surprise that, well, now they made this pick. They was having conversations, and I'm sure Calipari went ahead and recommended, like, well, this is a good pick for him. So you got his twin tires. You got DeMarcus Cousins, who can move to the 4 if he eventually stays there. I know he's been in a lot of trade rumors. So this is where you can let Constein worry about the defensive end, and then let DeMarcus Cousins do what he does best, and that's, score in the post, out the post, and hell, being productive as he usually is, and which he has been. His attitude's not come down and gone a long way. So good pick for the Kings. So we'll go around. The 7th pick was Emmanuel Mudiay. This is a guard who's from China, or he played on the China team for the Guangdong Tigers. Basically, everybody's thinking that he's got a Russell Westbrook kind of feel to him. Very stocky for his size, very built, very athletic. Jumper is still a working process. The mechanics are not up to par, but he is still someone that can get to the rim and be physical and find a shot in there, able to pass the ball solidly for as well. So the essentials for a point guard for this guy is essentially there. But it seems like I said, it seems they're keying on that he'll probably be like a Russell kind of, Westbrook kind of mold. Not saying he'll be good as Russell, but that's the type of mold that he'll be. And Nuggets fans are pretty happy about this pick, and there was a video of Ty Lawson saying that, well, the writing's on the wall, so he said off to Sacramento. So it seemed like the writing's on the wall for Ty Lawson because he's expecting to be traded or whatever he's going to do, and it seemed like he's going to be the future. Ty Lawson is not handling this very well, as he put a video on Twitter and Vine, and it seems that that's the case there. But otherwise, Moutier is a solid pick. Thought he would have went higher. Thought he probably would have went to the Knicks. Magic maybe, but it would seem like the Magic were very happy with Payton, and they didn't want to go with a 3-guard combo thing. So Moutier slipping, who I definitely thought might could have went, range from 3 to 6 to 7. Nuggets really get a steal here at number 7, so give credit to them for taking the BPA, best player available, at number 7. So credit to them. All right, on to the next pick, number 8 with the Pistons. They drafted Stanley Johnson, small forward from Arizona. Seems very athletic. This is someone that Stan can really build off of, who seemed like he's very defensive minded first. As far as the Pistons, I think the fit, Stan is really about shooting and defense. And so I know Stanley is still a work in progress as far as shooting. So I think with this is where he can defend the wing, but I'll be interested to see how Stan Van Gundy fits him into the puzzle. Frank Kaminsky, the National Player of the Year, was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets. And Kaminsky is pretty much, if you watch him in the run to the Final Four and even to the championship game, this is a guy that can spread the floor for being a 7-footer. Can put the ball on the floor. It's a solid dribble, solid handles as well. So this is a pickup that Charlotte, they need scoring in any kind of way possible. I don't fault them for doing that because there's been some moments where you watch the Hornets and besides Al Jefferson and Kemba Walker, you really don't know who your scoring is going to come from on any given night. So Kaminsky is someone who's going to be able to score the ball for you. And I can see him coming off the bench and spelling in there where if you got Al Jefferson there, that this is a guy that can still come on off the bench and it still give you some scoring for that offensive punch as well. He's got a nice mid-range. He's got a mid-post game and a deep post game for his size. Now, I know he's got to get a little bit stronger. The knock on him is that he's a little slow-footed. So, I'm sure, playing the best athletes in the world, that's going to be noticeable. But this is someone that, you want to keep an eye on to see what they can do for him as far as his offensive talents. And Lord knows that this will help Charlotte be a little bit, if he does come on to be a solid pick, that this will be a good pick for him as far as giving him the offensive punch they need off the bench and for this team. Justice Winslow was drafted by Miami Heat. Duke guard got slipped all the way to 10. He was projected to go as high as 4. So you got to imagine that Miami was thinking maybe, I know there was rumors of Stanley Johnson. There was a couple of mock drafts that they was going to get Stanley Johnson or Frank Kaminsky, and it was all over the place who they was going to get. So, but to get the BPA at 10 and Justice Winslow slipping, I gotta say it's a great pickup for the Heat. This is a guard that was projected to be in the top 5, and for whatever reason that he slipped, I really don't understand it. But this is someone that brings defense. He brings a little bit. He brings some speed to the Heat. He also got a it factor about him where he's like big moments. He likes stepping up to the plate, having the like I like to call it, the clutch factor. So this is someone that Miami for value at 10 pick is definitely a steal. And I know Wade's status is pending right now because he done opt out his contract. But if Wade comes back and they were to mentor this guy, then this is, as Kevin has said, they were looking for a guy to eventually step in and replace Wade. This could be that guy that can be able to do that. He's got the talent to do that. He just got to work on his shooting and heck, if Jimmy Butler can do it, improve his shooting, because there was this knock on him when he was drafted out of Marquette. Then why can't this guy do it? He does live for the big moments, big shots, and the motor. And what thing that you like about Winslow, he's got a great motor, and he's going to keep pushing himself to get better. So I'm thinking for Miami, this is a great pick for them. So great job for y'all picking him, because he slipped and he just fell into your hands. So I don't blame you, and this could be a prototypical. Now, something I do find funny here is that a lot of people was kind of griping at Detroit for passing up on him. Now, last time that Detroit had a pick over Miami, back in 2003, I don't want to sit here and say history repeats itself. You pick Stanley Johnson, just as Winslow go on to be a superstar. Stanley Johnson becomes so-so. I don't know, but I don't know. We just gotta look at these players now, see how they look. But that's probably something to come back and revisit in a few years and see, the Winslow versus Johnson and Kaminsky battles, and say, hey, well, we let this guy slide. And this for any teams above them. I don't expect 1, 2, and 3 to be mad about letting them slip, but 4 through 9. If Winslow does become a superstar and these other prospects that the other team draft, and scratch your head and like, well, we let that one slip. All right, number 11, they drafted Miles Turner. Miles Turner is a guy who is very athletic from Texas. He's got face-up skills and a great length with a 7'4" wingspan. So everybody's talking about this guy could develop to be something special. He was all over the place as far as mock drafts with him. So you probably seen that this is probably the spell of them moving forward from Roy Hibbert. They're going to try to trade Roy Hibbert, who, opted in his contract last year. Last year's deal. He wanted to get paid, so I don't blame him. He probably realized that this is his last payday as well. So, but Miles Turner is very athletic. This is a guy who has potential to be a solid player for years to come. People are actually potentiating him that he can actually be a superstar in this draft too. So, team that up with Paul George and I don't know what David West's going to do, but they did draft this insurance in case David West does leave. So, you got Miles Turner and you roll with Roy Hibbert and they already got a superstar, so they just need to start adding pieces around Paul George and make sure that everything is okay as far as them being able to still compete in the East. So, number 12, you got Trey Lyles, power forward from Kentucky. He's added versatility to Utah. I'd like to say you just got rid of Cantor, so this is probably someone who can provide the same thing that Cantor did, a lot of offensive punch to your team. So you got him and Rudy Gobert, just something that, to keep an eye on. 13, Phoenix, you got Devin Booker. Booker, who is probably one of the best shooters in this draft. Great basketball IQ, can shoot. Was criticized for his defense in Kentucky, but besides that, it seemed like this is the right team for him to go to that focus on offensive minded first and then focus on defense. But it seemed like this is a good situation for him to go to and learn from. So I'm sure Hornacek can use him in ways that he can be fine. Cameron Payne, point guard, Murray State. He was a mid-major guard. Another guard who brings speed. I'm not sure what they're going to do with DJ Augustin. I believe he's back. Don't think he was expiring contract. I had to double check that. But this is someone, OKC is always known for drafting talent and making it work somehow. But this is a good situation for him. He get to play with KD and Russell and get to learn from Billy Donovan, who is the new head coach of the Thunder. So I don't know what to think about the pick yet, but it's something that OKC usually scouts pretty well, and for the value at number 14, it's a solid pick. So, all right, I'm gonna just go through the list. I just wanted to kind of dissect the lottery picks. You got Kelly Oubre, who was drafted by the Hawks. He was traded to the Washington Wizards. Terry Rozier, drafted by the Celtics. Rashad Vaughn was drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks. Sam Decker, drafted by the Houston Rockets. Jerian Grant was drafted by the Washington Wizards and was traded to the Knicks. Deion Wright was drafted to the Toronto Raptors. Justin Anderson was drafted to the Dallas Mavericks. Bobby Portis was drafted to the Chicago Bulls.